Do Jehovah's Witnesses celebrate Thanksgiving? That's a good question. Stay tuned to find out the answer. Hey y'all, and welcome back to Same Old T. This is T. In today's video, I'm answering the question, do Jehovah's Witnesses celebrate Thanksgiving? Now, if you was to go to jw.org, the answer would be no. But the reality is, some of them do. Some of them do. So in this video, I'm going to share some of my experiences where I actually witnessed Jehovah's Witnesses celebrating Thanksgiving. They could have called it something else, but they were celebrating, as well as what I used to do when it came to Thanksgiving, okay? So first story I want to recall, if you've been following my JW content, you may remember me telling a story about a sister who created a pioneer schedule for me, even though I hadn't asked for one. So this story is about her and her family. So anyhow, prior to getting baptized and really kind of being in the inner circles of people, I had no clue. I thought everybody was, doing everything they're supposed to do, which includes not celebrating holidays. But as I got baptized, started kind of rubbing elbows with people started letting their hair down. I started seeing the truth about some of these folks. And so that particular sister, I want to say they might have been 3-4 generations deep with the witnesses. And I remember being in a car group like a few days prior up to Thanksgiving. And she started going on and on and on about all this food preparation that she was doing. Like I got my ham, I got my I already cleaned my greens, they frozen, so they just started going all into detail. And I'm sitting in the back thinking like, sound like y'all about to have Thanksgiving. And so I kind of said something. I think I said something along the lines like, well, do people in the neighborhood, think that y'all celebrating Thanksgiving, if all the family is kind of coming over? And she was like, oh, well, we can't stop people thinking for what they're thinking. We're not celebrating Thanksgiving. It's just the day that everybody has off. And I remember thinking like, girl, that is such bull crap. Y'all are celebrating Thanksgiving. Just because you cook turkey wings and turkey legs and not the whole turkey, it's still Thanksgiving. If everybody's coming over and you have this big feast, it's Thanksgiving here in America, okay? And you're doing it on that Thursday. Like, give me a break. So I just was thinking about that as Thanksgiving is coming up. And I'm just like, people will pick and choose what they want to do as JWs and will justify it. So her conscience was clear because, it's the day that everybody in this, 3-4 generations of Jehovah Witnesses have off. So it's okay for us to do this, So in that situation, was they celebrating? They'll probably say no. But the rest of us can, see that if it, what did it say? Quack like a duck, walk like a duck, it's a duck. Okay, it was Thanksgiving. And so another couple that I knew, they were not born in. They were, I guess you would say, first generation. Well, the wife wasn't first generation because her mom had come in, I think, before her. But she was like grown when the mom came in. And then her husband ended up coming in because of her. And so I was, relatively close to them. And I remember because we kind of had that commonality. We weren't born in, we came in as adults. So we kind of had, life experience and stuff like that. So we could kind of let our hair down a little bit more so around each other. And so I remember we were out. I think we were just in general, nothing like service and nothing like that. And they started going into detail about how they had went over to husband's house on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and that they had been doing it for some years. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, so y'all doing Thanksgiving too, your mom is purposely preparing the food on that Wednesday And then I guess doctoring it up for whoever gonna come over on Thursday. And, kind of rationalized it like, just doing this, because I think, like I say, JWs will say and do what brings them comfort. So I think some elder buddies of his that kind of was like, it's okay if you don't go on today, just so that you can still show your family, a little, human side or whatever they would say. And so for him, because these elders had told him like, it's okay, kind of thing, he probably never shared it with any other JWs, but because it was me, he probably felt like I was not, gonna judge him or go tell on him or anything like that. And I didn't, but I just thought it was interesting or what have you. But then a couple of years later, I remember them sharing with me that they stopped doing that because their conscience was bothering them. Their conscience was bothering them because the mama started, I guess that he overheard one day, the mom was like, well, they come over on Wednesday and we just do Thanksgiving on Wednesday. And that messed with his conscience. So they stopped doing it because, yeah, the mom saw it as Thanksgiving. Just because it was that Wednesday, she saw it as y'all was coming over to, celebrate and spend Thanksgiving. So another case where, a JW was celebrating Thanksgiving. It just was on a Wednesday. And so then in my case, in the beginning, when you're trying to do right and be the best witness, I was not doing any kind of holidays. But once my father passed, I just started seeing things differently. I had regret and sorrow thinking about how, like the last 6 years of my dad's life, I stopped saying happy birthday to him. I stopped saying happy Father's Day. And I'm saying all these workaround, statements like, oh, you're getting a year older, or, you my daddy every, day of the year. And that broke my heart. And so I was just like, I don't want to feel that again. Somebody in my family passed or something like that. Like, I rationalized, like I mentioned, these other people had that, hey, it's Thanksgiving. Whether the witnesses know it or not, I'm grateful for the family I was born into, good, bad, or indifferent, because it made me who I am. I had at that time, I've only had one grandparent since I was 17. My other 3 grandparents died between me being age 16 to 17. So she, mean a lot to me. She the only one that I've had since I was 17. And so after that, when my dad passed, so what I would start doing is I would go over on that Friday, right? I would go over on that Friday. I didn't have to work when I was, a teacher and things of that nature, and try to let that pacify my grandma, my mama, and stuff like that. But once I got in nursing school, and if you watch any of my other like EXJW story videos, and if you haven't, go check them out. But if you have, you remember that I talked about how nursing school gave me the separation from the witnesses in the hall. And so it, I guess, fueled me like, it is what it is, like this my family, and so what I would do I would say probably the last 3-4 years of me being active, our ministry school meeting was on Thursdays, right? So that meant Thanksgiving was always fall on a Thursday. My grandmama didn't live far from the hall that I was going to. I would go over there after the meeting with my, Kingdom Hall uniform, as I like to call it, on and everything. And I started not feeling bad about it. Okay. I just stopped feeling bad about it, because when I would walk in the door, it was like I was a superstar. And so it wasn't, and nobody would ever be like, oh yes, we're winning with, family 1, JW 0. Like, it wasn't that vibe. It was just like, yes, our family is back complete. You know, my cousin, my granddaughter, my child, my sister, you know, she's here. And we can sit, we can eat, we can laugh, we could talk about the past, you know, we could talk about funny stories about my granddad, you know, and sharing that experience with my cousin's kids, you know what I'm saying, who never got to meet him. But because they've heard so many stories from us and versions of the stories and da 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 da, they feel like they knew him. So, you know, I started celebrating Thanksgiving even when I was, you know, even as I was, you know, waking up. And so I just was thinking about this topic as I was going out, you know, yesterday, trying to be productive and not be in the last minute grocery shopping lines of today, but still got to go out to get a few things. And so for me, Thanksgiving is a time to be with family, be with friends. And you know, even if you know relationships are strained or anything like that, for me, especially with, like I say, my grandma, she's 93, she'll be 94 next month. I want to be able to put a smile on her face. You know, I want to be able to put a smile on my other family members' faces. You know, and just have that day to be like, you know what, we family. Now tomorrow you might get on my nerves, but today we good. You know, so yeah, that's just my take on it. I think it really does depend on the JW's conscious, right? Conscious matter. But I think it's more JWs out here celebrating Thanksgiving than people might know. They might do it in a roundabout way, but they are doing it. And that's just my 2 cents and my opinion. Okay. So before I end this video, in thinking about this time, I thought about those who are not like me. I was the only one who came in. I was the only one who left. No harm, no foul. My blood family did not look at me, love me any less or anything like that. But I think about those who were born in, who are like multi-generational witnesses where their entire, you know, family, you know, nuclear family, especially RJWs, and may not have woken up. My heart goes out to those people because even though a lot of them come on here and share their stories, and some of them have learned to like move on and embrace who they are, where they are, you know, where they are in life, have developed friendships that have turned into like family or what have you. But I know that they still have to kind of, this time of year probably makes them feel not in the celebration part, but it's just a reminder that their blood family is shunning them, right? Having minimal to nothing to do with them. And so if anybody like that is watching this video, I want you to know that I'm thinking about you, and your feelings are valid. And if you feel a type of way, you are just in feeling a type of way. But don't let it hold you down. If you do celebrate Thanksgiving, or you do a Friendsgiving, or you know all the different spins that people are putting on it, just embrace that time. Embrace those who have decided to love you for who you are and not what you are, right? As far as, you know, continuing to be an active JW. And so, yeah, I just want you to know that I care, and I acknowledge that it could be, you know, a tough time. And so I hope you're doing well and doing things to, you know, help you overcome those feelings. Okay, guys, so that's all I have for today's video. Please be sure to like, please leave your comments, especially if you have any crazy Thanksgiving JW stories. Make sure that you subscribe, and please share with anyone that you think would enjoy my content, whether it is JW, EXJW based, or just some of the other things I talk about, you know, being a Gen Xer, being a nurse entrepreneur, and then just my thoughts about some of the hot topics that are trending on social media. All right. So until next time, I'm out. Peace.